I think we've more or less talked about Ted DiBiase. I mean, I suppose let's actually talk about him purely as a talent. I don't know how many times you passed across other than Mid-South, but he was still one of the biggest stars in Mid-South while you were there in 1985. But purely as a talent, Ted, what did you make of him?
A great talent. I remember I was tag team partners with him one time. I forgot where. I think around Baton Rouge, around that area.
You love pronouncing that as well, don't you?
Oh yeah, Baton Rouge. I love that. The roll the R, Rouge. But I was with the Rock and Roll Express. We were tag teams against them, and we have what you call Tennessee spots, which are like kind of stupid spots. But if the people have never seen them before, which I'm sure they haven't, because Watts didn't like those spots like that. But Watts was nowhere around. He was at home in Oklahoma sipping of whatever he drank up there. So me and Robert and Ricky, we were going nuts doing these spots. And Tad had never seen them before. And I was telling him to do this and do that and do that. And he stood over there like, I don't know what you guys are doing. Not that he disliked them. He had just never seen them before. So, and I think that is the same time I think a fan came running out of the ring. I think they tried to get Ted. And I looked around and I saw Ted locked up with this fan. So I bailed out to help Ted. And I think Ted, pow, pow, pow. He hit him a couple of times and didn't knock him down, didn't knock him out. And the guy was coming. It happened so quick. The guy was coming and pow, 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 that he was going. He ran in just to run out. And he actually ran out before the cops got there, and the cops were chasing him out of the building. I didn't even know where that was, but I always remembered that. But Ted was a great talent, good on interviews. But, of course, where he really got hot is when he became the $1 Million Man. Mm-hmm. And what a gimmick that was. I mean, we're talking about Junkyard Dog now, but when Ted got that, I mean, Vince would just give him money to go out and party in these towns so he could look like he was really making all this money.
It was more than that. He gave him first-class airfare everywhere. I think he got his cars probably paid for, limos paid for, so he could arrive at the arena like that. So he really did look like the $1 Million Man. And I'm sure that will have generated maybe some resentment from some of the other guys who, even on top of the card, who weren't getting all those perks.
Well, everybody wanted to be Ted's buddy because everything was paid for. You go there, he picks up the bar tab, and you just ride along with Ted. But he got over as a $1 Million Man. I remember one thing he did. He would bring people out of the crowd and ask them, could they do this or do that?
Oh, yeah.
He brought that little boy out of the crowd that time. He said, now, if you can dribble this basketball 10 times, I'll give you $1,000. And he was little. He's like 6. And his eyes, you could tell his eyes were big. And he was like, what's happening here? He said, okay. And his mama was there too. And I said, okay, 1, 2, 3. And he had Virgil with him too. Right. And he got to 8, 9, and Ted kicked the ball. Oh my God. You talk about heat. That whole building came in on him. Well, you didn't make it, kid. You didn't make it. And it got him a lot of heat. But this is what the fans don't know, or they may know by now. They give the mom and the little boy the $1,000 because they can't really do that to the little boy, and because they'd get a lot of, especially with them, they give them the $1,000. But it was a great spot. I don't know who came up with that, but that is the great spot because nobody expects Ted to kick the ball from a little 6-year-old boy to keep him from making $1,000. He was a $1 Million Man, but a cheap bastard. So, and he played that role right.
Hey, well, it ain't what you make, it's what you save. That's probably how he saved to be $1 million man.
Yeah, that's an old saying of an old promoter in Tennessee, Nick Goulas.
Mm-hmm.
A Mexican kid come to him one time. He said, Mr. Nick, I only made $70 that week. God damn, boy, that ain't what you make. It's what you saved. And that was a classic line that everybody said there. Hey, it ain't what you make. It's what you save.